This is Ram Girdhari Prabhu from New Mumbai, and Prabhuji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagvatam, verse 8.5.35 and onwards. So, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please take over the call now.
8.5.35 or 85.34, Mataji?
34, sir, 34.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams to everyone. All Krishna Prabhupada. It's always a pleasure to be in the assembly of devotees. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So, Mataji, I'm getting slightly confused. 8.6.13 Kavik messages, so which is correct? 8.6.13 or 8.5.34? Can somebody clarify this? Because I've got a couple of messages to say that 30th October it should be 8.6.13.
Prabhuji, 1-3, because yesterday we did 12.
8.6.13, right?
Yes. Sorry, Prabhuji.
Okay. Oh.
We did 12 yesterday, so today is 13.
Yeah, that's okay, because there are multiple messages in the group also. It says...
yeah, by mistake, I think it happened. So.
Okay, fine, no problem.
Sorry for the confusion.
Okay, so we are discussing the chapter 6 of 8th canto. The demigods and demons declare a truce. So we will read the shloka and purport. Tam tvam vayam nata samujjanyanam sarojanaabhati chire pitagham drishtva gata nirvritam sarve gajadvata iva gangamambha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Elephants afflicted by a forest fire become very happy when they get water from the Ganges. Similarly, O my Lord, from whose navel grows a lotus flower, since you have now appeared before us, we have become transcendently happy by seeing your Lordship, whom we have desired to see for a very long time. We have achieved our ultimate goal in life. Purport. The devotees of the Lord are always eager to see the Supreme Lord face to face, but they do not demand that the Lord come before them. For a pure devotee considers such a demand to be contrary to devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches this lesson in his Sikshashtaka. Adarshanan marma hatam karotuva. The devotee is always eager to see the Lord, but if he is broken-hearted because he cannot see the Lord, even life after life, he will never command the Lord to appear. This is a sign of pure devotion. Therefore, in this verse, we find the word Ati Chira Ipshita Artham, meaning that the devotee aspires for a long, long time to see the Lord. If the Lord, by his own pleasure, appears before the devotee feels extremely happy, as Dhruva Maharaj felt when he personally saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Dhruva Maharaj saw the Lord, he had no desire to ask the Lord for any benediction. Indeed, simply by seeing the Lord, Dhruva Maharaj felt so satisfied that he did not want to ask the Lord for any benediction. Swamin kritartosmi varamna yache. A pure devotee, whether able or unable to see the Lord, always engages in the Lord's devotional service, always hoping that at some time the Lord may be pleased to appear before him so that he can see the Lord face to face. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Tam Tvam Vayam Nata Samujjihanam Sarojana Bhati Chire Sitartam Drishtva Gata Nirvritamagya Sarve Gajadavarta Iva Gangamamba. Elephants afflicted by a forest fire become very happy when they get water from the Ganges. Similarly, O my Lord, from whose navel grows a lotus flower, since you have now appeared before us, we have become transcendently happy by seeing your Lordship, whom we have desired to see for a very long time. We have achieved our ultimate goal in life. Okay, so for the benefit of all those who may have missed the earlier sessions, the verses that we are currently reading are spoken by Lord Brahma. When Lord Brahma, leading the team of demigods, went to Kshirasagara praying to the Supreme Lord for his audience, because demigods lost all their power and are currently going through a rough patch because of the demons trying to overpower them. All of these things were triggered when Durvasa Muni cursed Indra. for his inadvertent behavior of offering the garland that Durvasa Muni gave to Indra, which he in turn gave it to Airavat. As an elephant, Airavat picked up the garland and crushed it under his feet. So Durvasa Muni got offended. It is very interesting that the reason for the debacle, the reason for so many chain of events to happen, maybe sounding very silly, but in the activities of the Lord, he just needs a trigger to perform Leela, and using one situation, the Lord accomplishes multiple agendas. The Lord simultaneously pleases his devotees, protects his servants, whilst trying to maintain the universe, and he doesn't spare the miscreants. And all of them, they happen simultaneously, and sometimes the smallest trigger is good enough for the Lord to unfold his transcendental pastimes. So this garland that was offered by Durvasa Muni eventually, became a huge agenda, to the extent that the Lord is going to appear as Mohini Murti, and he's going to protect the demigods, as well as he's going to teach so many wonderful lessons. So the Samudra Manthan pastime that we are currently discussing have so many lessons for all of us as Vaishnavas, that we should take advantage of these pastimes for our own purification. You will see in this pastime, right from this moment onwards, because the moment is the Lord has appeared in front of the demigods headed by Brahma. Here appeared, meaning his sound and his effulgence is all the demigods and Lord Brahma could see, but the Lord is reciprocating to the prayer offered by demigods. And as a matter of reciprocation, he is going to give some wonderful piece of advice. And if you will follow this series, you will see the Lord to help his devotees. What all he is going to do is going to be a very interesting chain of events. As right now he has appeared to acknowledge the demigod's prayer, he is going to assure them of help, and he is going to give them specific instructions. And then, during the course of this episode unfolding, he is going to extend his help in a most wonderful, unexpected, transcendental way, so that we can learn some lessons. So this series, we had done once in our congregation during COVID time. Of course, we couldn't complete it, but then we had done quite elaborately. Of course, maybe I had done for the second time with them. But then It's a very wonderful series with a lot of wonderful purports and lessons for us to learn. Let us learn something from today's verse. As always, we will have some reflections to churn on, and then we will try to meditate on those reflections, see if we can apply in our lives. The first reflection is a very important fundamental point associated with devotional service, which is unique to devotional service and which is going to make the process of devotional service way too special, which is the devotees of the Lord, their love towards the Lord is unconditional. In fact, everything in devotional service is unconditional. So that makes it wonderful also, transcendental also, uncomprehendable also, and surprising also. The love devotees have for the Supreme Lord is unconditional. The Lord having his love towards the fallen souls is unconditional. The sincere devotees having their love for fallen souls, but the jiva, is unconditional. The mercy flowing through to even pick up the most unqualified person to come into the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord is unconditional. So everything is unconditional. And by the word unconditional, it means no party or no involved members in this equation have any command, demand to the other person with a deadlock arrangement saying that unless and until this happens, my relationship with you is not going to move forward. Nobody says that. At least leave us at the fallen souls and but the jivas, the Lord and Vaishnavas towards each other, and Lord and Vaishnavas towards fallen souls. This nature of unconditional love is very, very beautiful. The reason being, this unconditional nature reflects the clear understanding, the clear philosophical understanding that Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, and also establishes an understanding that Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. So there is an exciting competition. If I can use the word competition. Unfortunately, as an English word, competition has got envy, ego, pride, jealous. But here, I would call it a transcendental competition. The Lord is working towards pleasing his devotees, whilst the devotees are working towards pleasing the Lord, even if reciprocation is not proportional. So my first reflection is about the unconditional nature of this devotional service. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport how the Vaishnavas, whilst they will feel extremely happy to have the Lord's darshan. They are not making it as a precondition for their execution of devotional service. I'll give you a couple of examples. Whilst Prabhupada is giving an example of Dhruva Maharaj, who got the benediction and he got pleased, I'll give you a couple of examples to establish this unconditional nature of this devotional service. First example is that of Sabari. In Ramayana, we have heard about Sabari's pastimes. I'm not sure how many of you know. Sabari had been waiting for the Lord Rama's darshan and audience, and hoping that she will get to see Lord Rama. She would prepare her house. She would every day prepare plenty of preparations as an offering, and she would go ahead and clean the entire streets, decorate all the pathways, expecting that my Swami will come today. But we knew that Lord Ram did not go there on the first day. She would continue the same thing for the next day. She would continue doing it the third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Days have gone, weeks have gone, months have gone, several months have gone, even years have passed by. Sabari's service to invite, welcome the Lord in a much pomp manner, like a very great, grand welcome, didn't deteriorate even for a single day. But interestingly, the Lord made it one day and established this point that both Bhagavan and Bhakta have got a very transcendental, unconditional relationship. All of us who know Krishna, who have heard about Krishna, even talking about Krishna, very easy to talk, very easy to explain about the glories of unconditional nature. But for a moment, can we go inside that lifestyle of doing everything for the Lord without an iota of frustration that our expectation did not get fulfilled? With the understanding that maybe there is something for me to improve upon. With an understanding saying that the Lord, whenever He wants, He can come, I have no problem. With an understanding saying that it is something to do with me and nothing to do with the Lord. It's very difficult. So Sabari's love for the Lord was unconditional. That's why Prabhupada is referring that statement from Siksashtaka. Ashlishyava padaratam pinastuma adarshanan marmahatam karotua. Adarshanan marmahatam karotua. Prabhupada is referring that. Why? My dear Lord, you are always dear to us. Whether you appear in front of me and pleases me, does not appear in front of me, which will give me pain. Anything that you do, you have freedom upon us, but you will still continue to remain our worshipable Lord. We speak about it, but we don't even know what is that epitome of love means. I'll give one more example. Krishna, when he left Vrindavan, he told all the gopis that he'll come back. So all the gopis who were remained in Vrindavan, some left their bodies, some, uh, were weeping and crying. So whoever is left in Vrindavan, whilst their longing to see Krishna was always on, they kept their life intact. Even though personally they were fasting, feeling separation, they became pale. In one place, there is a wonderful description that the Srimati Radharani, whose beauty has been described as the most exquisitely beautiful queen of Varsana, she started looking so pale, so thin, so weak, so much so that she was barely maintaining herself, with the hope that when my Shama Sundara come, he will search for me. And if I am not going to be around, he will feel disheartened. So she just barely maintained how much ever I am feeling painful, but Shama Sundara cannot get pain unconditional. I'll give you a third episode. There is a saint by name Santa Janabai. It's a wonderful story. So we are not going to go into all the details of the story. Santa Janabai had the good fortune of Lord Vittala personally playing, assisting her in all the household chores. When she was in Namdev's house, Santa Namdev was a very famous devotee. So Janabai was doing lots of services in his house. One day it so happened the Lord came and he was playing and doing all the work along with Santa Janabai, and they were having their wonderful time. And it became very late. So the Lord said to Santa Janabai, Lord Vittala said to Santa Janabai, saying that, let me stay back with you tonight. Janabai said, my dear Lord, you have to go back. This is not fair. People will be searching for you. Morning 3 a.m. is Kakadarati. You have to go back. He was so much love, so much he was attached. He told, no, please, let me stay back tonight. Next day morning, suddenly Zanabai woke up. It was time for Kakadarti, and the Lord was still sleeping. Supreme personality of Godhead is sleeping? No, of course not. The whole world is, functioning under his control. How he will be sleeping? But he was performing his wonderful Leela. He was sleeping, so Janabai went and shook him up. Hey, Vitala, Vitala, time for Kakararti, go to the temple. And the Lord ran to the temple, picking up his things, and went and stood in the altar when the temple door was opened. But when he was leaving in a hurry, he forgot to take his mukut and his pitambara vastra. Instead, he picked up the angavastra or a cloth that Zanaba used to have, a torn cloth in which Vitala, 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 Vitala has been written. So when the pujaris opened the temple, they were shell shocked. Vitala's mukut was missing. Pitambara, silk angavastra was missing. And instead there was a torn cloth. So they realized that this torn cloth belonged to, this torn cloth was belonging to Zanabai. So they really thought it was Zanabai who was the thief. So they went to Zanabai's house, accusing her of stealing the Lord's mukut, thinking that she's from a poor background because of some need of money. So they went and searched the house. They found the Lord's mukut and Angavastra in her house. The village head immediately ordered that Zanabai was a thief. She's supposed to be hung until death. So they dragged her publicly. The whole village, they insulted Zanabai, saying that you played a role of a simple village girl, you chore, you thief, how dare, you cheated us. Santa Zanabai was singing. She says, you are such a wonderful Lord. When she is singing, when she was brought down to the place where she was going to be hanged, saying, Vitala, what is that you want from me? You're so wonderful. Maybe you have some plans. When I told you to go, you stayed with me. What are you going to gain by making people declare me as the thief? Beautiful songs. You'll not get there. But finally, the Lord appeared just before she was going to be hung. and the whole village realized their mistakes. Beauty is unconditional love. The same Lord who is enjoying with the Vaishnava and Vaishnavis, he's making them go through some challenges. He's making them going through so much of pain, accusations from the society. And the same Lord is coming for rescue. What is the story here? What is the narrative? The narrative is simply unconditional love. Neither the Vaishnava or Vaishnavi hold any grudge against the Lord, nor the Lord hold anything against the Vaishnavas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wanted to give this prema, unconditional love, to all of us. Just by we taking part in this Sankirtan Yajna, we are assured of getting this unconditional love, which is not only just uncommon, but is very, very rare, very, very difficult, and sometimes people say it is unreal. So my first reflection hence is to say that just by we associating with self-realized souls, we may get access to these unconditional loving stories, realizations, experiences. And if we get such an access, we should consider our life a very successful one. Srila Prabhupada is one such personality. The amount of challenges Srila Prabhupada had to go through to make each and every one of us a devotee. Why? Because Srila Prabhupada had unconditional love for Krishna. As a devotee, Srila Prabhupada realized what is the heart of the Lord. What is that the Lord would want? Anything that pleases the Lord is fine with me, even if I have to go through pain. We cannot imitate this, but we can celebrate this for sure. That is why Vaishnavas are celebrated. Their existences are celebrated. Association with them are celebrated. And we should wait for every possible such celebrations so that our life becomes very, very successful. The unconditional nature of the Lord, unconditional love, unconditional mercy, completely transcendental to all this worldly attachments and worldly quotients. And that pure form of love is made available to all of us in spite of our several disqualifications by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan mission and we are part of it is in itself a miracle for us. How, why I don't know, but I am part of it. You are part of it. We are all part of it. So let us learn to preserve them and distribute them. The second reflection that I want to say is, what makes an ordinary devotee, what makes a sadhaka eventually to rise up to the level of such a pure devotee with unconditional love for Krishna? One of the things is his consistent, undivided desire to serve the Lord without any duplicity and enviousness. So my second reflection is, our consistent practices, and consistency is not 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 1 decade. Consistency means maybe few lifetimes. But when we are consistent in seeing and serving the Lord, if we are consistent in our practices in Krishna consciousness, without duplicity, without enviousness, then that consistent desire to serve the Lord and please the Lord qualifies us to get unconditional love. And who knows that without any prior notice, we will get access to the Lord, which is otherwise very, very rare. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada would laugh because he could see Narada Muni, he could see various great personalities. How he could see? He even said that Krishna is dictating me. How he could realize? He could understand every moment of his life is controlled by Krishna. How? They're so convinced that my life is under the control of Krishna. Whether I am experiencing pain, challenges, apparent failure, success, happiness, accomplishment, they see all of them as Krishna's mercy, which is called the sign of self-realized soul, which is called sign of rising above dualities. Today, we are upset with Krishna consciousness when things don't go our way. We are upset with devotees when things don't go our way. We are so much irritated and trying to say everything under the roof possible, blame people, accuse them, without realizing what I am going through is because of me. Whether it is happiness or distress, success or failure, progress or delay, it is because of us, my own actions. Even though my Krishna consciousness or Krishna's mercy upon me is independent of my action, I have to always remember that I am responsible for my action. Even though Krishna consciousness is Krishna's prerogative, I have to remember that my actions and its outcome, I have to own it up and cannot blame anyone. So, the second reflection is to say that our consistency and strong desire. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita writes the word strong desire as burning desire. He says each and every practicing devotee should have burning desire. The desire should be so intense, so consistent, so much free from duplicity, hypocrisy, and enviousness to eventually win the Lord's heart. Generally, हम लोग मतलबी होते हैं. Meaning, we all are very, very result driven, or we are supporting only when our agenda is done. But a pure devotee, he is beyond all the dualities. He doesn't see any pain, challenge, obstacle as somebody else's instigation, nor see his success, achievement, and happiness as his accomplishments. All he says, Krishna's mercy, Krishna's mercy, Krishna's mercy, Krishna's mercy. I was just talking this Sunday in our Bhakti Shastri class. Can we inculcate the habit of saying Krishna's mercy against everything in our lives? How was the yatra? Krishna's mercy, it was nice. How did the service go? Krishna's mercy, this was nice. How's your health? Krishna's mercy, it is nice. Why did you fail in the exam? Don't say Krishna's mercy. Yes, I didn't prepare well. How come you have so much of mistakes in the services? Yes, I have something to improve upon. I am ready to take responsibility for my action and give credit to Krishna and Krishna's devotees for all the successes. And knowing that Krishna is merciful, so even in that failure that I am going through, Krishna is helping me learn. There are several examples. Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni example. What was the mistake of Ambarish Maharaj? Ambarish Maharaj is taking it upon himself. So much so to the extent that Krishna is establishing how great Ambarish Maharaj is. So my second reflection is about in our journey of Krishna consciousness, we learn to be consistent in our desire to serve the Supreme Lord without any duplicity and enviousness. Will definitely attract Krishna. With the caveat, of knowing that even if Krishna is not going to be attracted towards us, we will continue to serve and glorify him. The third and last reflection. In our journey in Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada writes, we need some motivation, because what we are just speaking about, unconditional love and its associated actions, it's a long journey for a person like me, a long journey. But still, we need some quick wins. We need some quick achievements or quick acknowledgement. So, Srila Prabhupada says, when your spiritual master is pleased and is smiling at your service, he is happy with your service, he is happy with your progress, then that is a success of your devotional life. So for us, whilst we are in the journey in Krishna consciousness, we need to learn to somehow or other behave in a manner that it pleases our Guru and fellow Vaishnavas. If somebody says, my actions are consistent, my intentions are very nice, my results are great, but my Guru Maharaj is not pleased, my seniors are not happy, then what is the value of these actions? So it is imperative for us to note that our quick wins, we should aim to eventually achieve to the stage of unconditional love, is that in the course of our executing services, can we bring in a smile in the face of our spiritual masters, Siksha and Diksha Gurus? It's a miracle. You will not know by their smiling how much progress we make in spite of our disqualification, in spite of our poor ability to make necessary progress in the necessary pace. But Srila Prabhupada says that Krishna is very kind and he will not be able to restrict himself. He is actually much more eager in seeing us, in having us with him, than in us wanting to see him. I'll just make a last statement and end this session, where Srila Prabhupada is writing in one of the purports in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, saying this Krishna consciousness is the most sublime process, that if someone is not able to complete it in this life, he falls down, he gives it up due to some conditioning. This process will help him continue that from the very next life. So much so that all that he had done in Krishna consciousness never go waste. We knew all these things. But there's one statement Prabhupada is making after that. That makes it much more exciting. But there are some rare souls who may have left Krishna, left Sadhu Sangha, left Krishna consciousness to explore sense gratificatory things. They would not be successful in their endeavor. They would face repeated failures in their very lifetime. That they will have to come to Krishna only in this very lifetime. They'll come to Krishna and surrender to Krishna, saying that, Krishna, it was my mistake. Krishna accepts that soul back. And Prabhupada writes, such devotees are very special. That Krishna did not want you to succeed in this world in the manner in which you wanted it. Krishna will not want you to enjoy sense gratification in the manner in which you and me wanted it. But rather, Krishna wants us to get that success which is not accessible by the so-called materialistic scholars and fake babas. So, my dear Prabhus and Matajis, let's long yearn that we be such a soul, that all our materialistic endeavors not succeed, and we will be able to come to the lotus feet of Krishna in this very life and not delay it any longer. This is not any curse, or this is not any kind of a inauspicious statement. I am very carefully using the word. Our materialistic endeavor with materialistic motives. Not that we should not be successful in all that we do. If we have spiritual motives, spiritual goals, anything is allowed under the framework of Krishna consciousness. So let us all try to meditate strongly, pray to Krishna strongly, and somehow or other try to grab the opportunities coming our way to be with Vaishnavas who has developed unconditional love for the Supreme Lord and their spiritual authorities. May we also get such a privilege. The demigods are now, after the darshan of the Lord, they are just glorifying the Lord, and they are very happy the Lord has consented to help them. So you'll see and get to learn a lot in the future verses. I'll stop here and take up any questions or comments. Before that, I just want to say there are 3 reflections that we spoke. One is about the unconditional nature of this devotional service. Second is consistent in our desire to serve the Supreme Lord without any duplicity and enviousness will definitely attract Krishna. Third is till that stage of we reaching to the perfection in Krishna consciousness, may we try to work towards bringing in smile in the face of our fellow devotees and Guru Maharaj, so much so that we are able to make progress. Hare Krishna, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Any questions or comments or reflections? I'll be happy to respond.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, Mataji, please go ahead.
Go ahead.
I go ahead every day. You please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for such a nectarian class, and the reflections that you share, they kind of bring our wandering minds and anchor it back to the topic. So they are really helpful. And the story of Janabai, so close to my heart, and you shared that today. So thank you so much for that. It has always been very interesting and at the same time inspiring to hear how the little girl, Janabai, was so devoted. And like you said, there are impressions and, from Purva Janmaka Sukriti, we get the remembrance of our services. So thank you so much, Prabhu, for that. I have just one question. Recently, it was our dearest Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. And like whenever we hear about disappearance of these great saints, it's it's very difficult, Prabhu. Like it takes me at least like a week or so to recover from that feeling of separation from them. So can you please shed some light on how we can focus and work on that?
Thank you for your
Thank
kind
you.
words, and thank you for your kind words and appreciation. All glory to Prabhupada. One thing I can say is that it's very funny that we are explaining the unlimited, unconditional, transcendental subject matter with limited language, which has its own limitations, but still we are enjoying. So it is like, say, like for example, I used to always say this: Krishna's lotus-like face. But if you really ask the question, is Krishna's face only as beautiful as lotus? No. Krishna's face is much, 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 much more beautiful than lotus. But because of our conditioning, we have a limited understanding of what beauty is. So Acharyas have used that for us to reflect upon. The reason I am saying this is, by materialistic language, feeling of separation, crying, and feeling how much we are missing our acharyas is quote unquote a sad scenario according to materialistic perspectives. If somebody materialistically see us crying, weeping, missing, having a thought that I am not able to be in my true self, even though it is work in progress of our purity, such a thought is seen as sorrow versus happy. But unfortunately, that is not true in the spiritual paradigm. Because in spiritual paradigm, you being in sadness is also one form of happiness. You being happy is also one form of happiness. Is it that the gopis in Vrindavan were unhappy in terms of missing Krishna? Yes. But just by them missing Krishna, they were transcendentally happy. And that is exactly what our Siddhanta is. It's called Vipralamba Rasa. Feeling of separation from the Supreme Lord gives me pain with pleasure, or pleasure with pain. And to explain this, I used to always use this example of a pregnant lady. Pregnancy is not a disease. Pregnancy is a voluntary choice of two couples to bring an offspring. And knowing that in that journey, there is going to be challenges, turbulences, surprises, and definitely a lot more, workload. What to speak of, sacrifices. So the point is that in spite of all of them, we tend to want to go that journey and beget an offspring. So my understanding of such feelings of separation, even though it is heavy, even though it is little, apparently a low, low mood or whatever you may call, it is one form of happiness, because missing our Vaishnavas helps us in being with such a Vaishnava. Longing for their association helps us to stay with them in our thoughts. So to that extent, you feeling, missing about Srila Prabhupada's presence, or our Gurudev's presence, or opportunity to be in the Sangha of Vaishnavas. So such moments are, even though apparently tears may flow from our eyes, it is still called as celebration. It is still called as transcendental, because it has nothing to do with happiness and sorrow. It has to do with devotion, which is beyond happiness and sorrow. Am I making some sense, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thanks. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Uh, yes, I second Premanandini Mataji's thought, what she mentioned. Actually, me and Shamarasika were at New Vrindavan last week, last weekend for Prabhupada's disappearance day. So, the same thing, uh, you know, uh, same kind of thinking, or I cannot say grief, but again, uh, it's a sadness, like uh, which was continuously in my heart and then eyes, when one by one Prabhupada, many of the Prabhupada disciples, they start speaking about their realizations and thoughts about Srila Prabhupada. Then we definitely, I started feeling that, uh, you know, uh, nervousness, and it really makes a sense, how much Prabhupada has done for us, and then it really makes us to think in the same way. And also, yeah, the another examples about uh, Janabai, it made me to think when speaking about Janabai, I must read. This is what like and Mahatmas, like
We can't hear you, Prabhu.
Haribol.
The last couple of sentences, can you repeat?
Yeah, it makes us more closer, with our thoughts or with our feelings towards, I immediately felt, Prabhuji, after your listening your class today, I must,
Hare Krishna, we
read.
can't hear you. Hmm.
1 minute, let me.
Geeta Mataji, would you like to continue?
No, we are able to hear
I think
Prabhu. I'm not
Prabhuji
sure
in the
why you
office,
can't.
so his network is
No,
not.
Geeta
I
No,
Mataji can
we
continue.
can hear him,
We can
Mataji.
hear him.
Now
Yes,
we
we can
can
hear
hear
him.
him. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. So yeah, in short, I just wanted to mention my thanks to Srila Prabhupada and all other Vaishnavas or all other Santa Mahatmas, who really dedicated in their life and showed so many examples and realizations. Thank you, Prabhuji, for a wonderful and nectarine class. Hare Krishna. I hope
Hare Krishna. Thank you
you
so
are able
much,
to hear.
for your sharing, Prabhu. I guess one of the hope giving activity in Krishna consciousness is hearing from Vaishnavas, hearing about Vaishnavas, and hearing with Vaishnavas. So I guess as Ananta Sesha would say, maybe we might need zillion years. Still, we will be falling short of quenching our um, thirst on knowing about the Supreme Lord and His devotees' transcendental pastimes. But I guess we should consider ourselves still fortunate enough that we got this human form of life, and to whatever little minuscule capacity we are able to experience this, I guess we are on the right track. Just that we all pray, help each other to stay put in this track. I'm sure Kali has his own agenda, Maya has his own agenda, our own conditioning have its own pressure upon us. But I guess we have Krishna, we have Prabhupada, we have Vaishnavas, we have Bhagavatam, we have Sankirtana, and with that hope, I'm sure we will definitely make it and keep all these vices far, 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 far behind us. And as we make it, we will take people along to bring in a smile on the face of Shri Prabhupada and Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Gita Mataji, please continue.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this beautiful class in Kartik Mas. Thank you so much. I have two questions, Prabhuji. One is related to the topic. Is that you mentioned that when we have any success, we should say it's all due to Krishna, which is beautiful. But at the same time, if we have any failures, uh, I mean, I do understand, but I still wanted to hear from you is that why do our failures we say it's our fault and it's not due to Krishna? If you can please elaborate on that, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much. You asked this question. So, when it comes to our failure, if you want, we can say thank you, Krishna, and say it is on my fault. If you think you want to add Krishna into this equation, when you fail, when you go through some pain, when you go through some disturbances, when you go through some roadblock, so if you want to also have Krishna's name added, you say thank you, Krishna. Why thank you, Krishna? Because if that obstacle, challenge, or pain has not come, probably we would have gone past unnoticing it. When it becomes much bigger, we will not be able to cope up. It is like a body is made in such a way that any small, changes in the body, we get fever, we get headache, we get some symptoms. This is a wonderful design of the Lord, so that before it becomes too worse, you are able to get some symptoms and you are able to take some, care of it. What is that? You don't have any symptoms, suddenly, a person collapses. So from that perspective, we can always say, thank you, Krishna. And the second point with respect to why we have to blame upon ourselves is because it is the responsibility of the soul, because karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. I have the responsibility of performing my action. What reaction, what outcome it is going to happen depends upon what kind of action I have done. Karma, akarma, vikarma. So when a reaction is, coming our way, it is dependent on various other scenarios, and there are underlying reasons of past combinations. So from that perspective, I need to take responsibility for my failures. And the third point and most important point is that Krishna as Paramatma is sitting in the heart and trying to sanction all that we desire. So Krishna's job as Paramatma is to sanction our desires, strong desires. So probably somewhere, some point in time, knowingly or unknowingly, we desired something wrongly, because of which we are going to the wrong side of the destination. So probably some trouble on the way would help us rethink and reroute the journey in the right direction. To that extent, we are thanking Krishna. Am I making sense, Madhu?
Very much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. So generally, now after listening to Bhagvatam for the last 1 year, I just wanted to ask you. I am also beginning to every time I go through something, I always try to ask as to what is Krishna trying to teach me here. And it may not happen that I come with the answer, because but there is some teaching. That's all I can say. No one knows the real reason sometimes till a long time. So that's all, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Fantastic gesture. Keep doing that so long as you can say thank you, Krishna, and always ask how rather than why. This is what I teach to my students. You go and ask Krishna how Krishna rather than why Krishna. Meaning, go and ask Krishna, how do I understand the situation? How do I decode this? How do I see your hand behind this? How am I able to come out of this and still come closer to you? Krishna will be peacefully, gloriously providing you all the answers. If you ask Krishna, why? Krishna, why did you do this to me? Why is it happening? What is that? And if you do that, Krishna will give the audit trail of what all that we, watched in the TV, what all actions we did in the... Krishna has got a fantastic audit trail much more than your Twitter and Facebook and all the social media companies. Krishna's audit trail is going on for several lifetimes. So asking Krishna why is absurd. Rather go and ask Krishna how. How can I surrender unto you? How can I understand this? How can I come out of this? How can I worship you? So that answer, well, Krishna will get very excited and will answer us. Make sense?
Very much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. And the second question, Prabhuji, not related to the classes, that I know that in our scriptures it is written, about Gau Mata, and how Lord Krishna is so fond of, the cows and So I believe it is given that all the devtas reside in the cows, right?
Right.
So can you please explain this a little bit, Prabhuji?
Krishna is very dear to cow. Krishna is very much, mentioning in various places. If somebody looks after cow, they are very dear to me. There are so many shlokas in Bhagavatam where Krishna tells, Krishna is called Gopala because of his association with cow. Krishna is called Govinda. So basically, cow has a significant. Okay. This cow philosophy can be explained in 5 different dimensions: devotional dimension, dharmic dimension, economic dimension, social dimension, and simply with respect to our personal dimension. The sense that somebody can have individually me and cow, just the connect as a pet, cow as my pet in my house. There is a therapeutical effect. There are a lot of scenarios. So many people, they touch cow agenda with economy, social, personal, medicinal. But Krishna consciousness does not touch only based on that. Krishna consciousness gives the dimension of the spiritual dimension. Go Brahmana Hitayacha. Because cows are one of the mothers. So there are 7 mothers, and apart from that, our Veda is also mother. So from that perspective, cows association with Krishna and Krishna's love for cow is also indicative message from Krishna to say that if you have to be physically, socially, economically, as well as religiously be want to happy, learn to protect cow. To that extent, Krishna is upholding dharma. Helping us to uphold dharma, and also to say that by we worshipping cows as Krishna's dearmost, we are pleasing Krishna. Like Krishna has given several list of things that pleases him. For example, Krishna says, Vaishnavas are dear to me. Krishna says, those who are preaching about me are dear to me. Krishna is saying, Giriraj Govardhan is dear to me. Krishna is saying, Srimati Radharani is dear to me. Krishna is saying, like that, it is a big list. Krishna is saying, what are dear to him? Krishna says, cow is dear to me. So just by that word, because it is dear to Krishna, we worship cow, look after cow as Krishna's resources. Having said that, I want to make a statement. There are several people who are seeing cow from a non-spiritual perspective. So they are still going to get the benefit, but unfortunately, till they get in the spiritual side of cow protection, they will only beat around the bush in spirituality. Because in a devotional sense, worshipping of cow should be to increase our love for Krishna. But many times we have people increasing the love for cows, but do not have love for Krishna. So that is very sad part. So we are international society for Krishna consciousness. Whether you do organic farming, whether you do cow protection, whether you do charity, whether you do Pitru Paksha, all the Dhan, Dharma, charity, everything should be culminating in pleasing Krishna. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Meaning all your actions should please Krishna. So why are we worshipping cows? Because Krishna gets pleased. Why are we observing Ekadasi? Because Krishna is pleased. What pleases Krishna we will do. Why it pleases Krishna? I gave you scientific reasons, but there are other personal reasons where Krishna is trying to help us uphold righteousness in society. So to that extent, our love towards cow protection should be for our Krishna consciousness. Our cow consciousness, our cow protection philosophy should enhance Krishna consciousness, not restrict Krishna consciousness. Ultimately, it is Krishna and Krishna's devotees being pleased, for which we are worshipping and protecting cows. Make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji, very much. Thank you so much. And like you said, all the lists that Lord Krishna is very fond of. So I thought even Vanar Sena, like the monkeys also, he's very fond of, but it doesn't come in that list, right?
Definitely come in the list. In fact, our youth group in Navi Mumbai, they're all called Vanara Sena. In fact, Valmiki is writing Vanara Tava Kinkara in Srimad Ramayana. Vanaras are very dear to Lord Ram. They are so much so dear that after Ravana was killed, they were all picked up in the airplane and they were taken to Ayodhya as a tour by Lord Rama along with Mother Sita. And there's a wonderful story associated with that. Sometime back I've shared, but in a future session we can share. Vanaras, anybody, Mataji, whoever is doing any service to the Lord, they become dear to the Lord. More than dear to the Lord, they become dear to the Lord's devotees because they see that we are doing something that will please the Lord, so that pleases them. So we get double benefit when we serve the Lord. Make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and thank you so much for the wonderful class and the wonderful question answers. And today, being Gopashtami, it was very nice to hear about cows also. Thank you, Geeta Mataji, for that question, and Prabhuji for the wonderful explanation. Because today, Krishna starts herding the cows from calves. So very nice to hear that. Prabhuji, my question is regarding the class. How can we be totally unconditional in our spiritual activities like Shabari? How can we get inspiration? Because we rely on results to get the feedback of whether one service is better than the other. Because like if we are going for book distribution and there's no book sold, should we think, oh, was it better to do a Zoom class instead of doing the book distribution? But only based on the results we can get feedback of if it's working or not. And we also know that we shouldn't rely on the results but just do the action. So how can we understand these two concepts?
Very, very deep question, and thank you so much for your kind words and all much proper. So this question can be answered in several layers, but I will answer only in a very limited sense with sensitive time. We are definitely, as of now, outcome driven, and that's why the first outcome is seeing the smile in the face of your guru, your immediate senior, and the Vaishnavas that you are associating with. So if you do that, that's the first achievement. So to that extent, our outcome driven approach is okay. We are saying outcome driven from a perspective of quantifiable result, but I am saying the outcome is in the perspective of a qualitative result. What is my qualitative result? Okay, my guru is happy, my counselor is happy, my fellow Vaishnavas are happy, and I have not rubbed salt in anybody's wound. So this is my first achievement, if I can do this. Second, for us to have this unconditional nature, bringing in our consciousness, what I just said, we do it consistently. That's why in my second reflection itself, I mentioned what will help us to eventually gain unconditional love. But I agree that, our tendency to see the results will make us be short-sighted. So hence I would say that if we have an opportunity, when and however you get an opportunity, to be with devotees who have achieved higher consciousness than you, or much higher consciousness than we could comprehend. When you get an opportunity to be with them, please be with them. Be with them meaning serve with them, serve under them, serve around them, observe them, sometimes hear the pastimes of them. What happens is that we will not be able to comprehend several theoretical aspects of it unless we see them in action. When we see them in action, our conviction increases. By Krishna's mercy, we get Vaishnava Sangha, and we get access to such a Vaishnava who has developed unconditional love for Krishna. When you just hang around with them, when you are with them, you will be able to see, just observe, closely observe, and try to serve them and please them. So it is said that Yasyasti Bhakti Bhagavati Akinchana Sarvair Gunair Tatra Samasate Suraha. In that, explaining about that, it is mentioned that how did you transform? If you draw a trajectory, what was the point in time when you accepted Krishna consciousness? What was the point in time when you agreed that you are conditioned soul? What was the point in time when you agreed that this Krishna consciousness is the ultimate process for me? We will not be able to pinpoint, but if we could pinpoint, we will very easily identify it was that moment when some kind soul had accepted our little endeavor. Yes, Vamsi Vilas Prabhu, I am happy with your service. You just have to say that. I am happy with your service. Thank you for that service. Giving a smile to your service, you get so much brownie points that you go closer to unconditional states. So when we keep working on them, when we keep associating with them, when we keep hearing pastimes about them, I guess we will get conditioned to think like them, to eventually become unconditional souls. By you becoming a father, before becoming father, you never knew what it means to be unconditional love in the materialistic life. Now, for you, your children, you will do anything for them. You will do anything under the roof for them. Anything. I mean, that's the general materialistic parental love. Nowadays, that is also becoming very, bogus. So, but at least if I can, we are in a very sane association. If I can say this, our love for our children has got unconditional nature. Mother's love for the son has got unconditional nature. So it is not impossible. It is only that if you strike the right chord, the right chord is just Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula. You just simply yearn to bring in smile in the face of Vaishnavas around you. Not fake ones, but the genuine ones. For which, in the course of it, you may have to change so many things within yourself, which is what the fun is. So as you have to bring in, you may not like his smile, you may not like his language, you may not like any of those things, but if you know that this person is here for you, you will do ready to do anything. Narayani Mataji once mentioned that when Srila Prabhupada came to USA, we never understood what Srila Prabhupada was speaking. His language, his accent, his content, what is he trying to tell, we never used to follow. But from his actions, we understood very clearly that whatever he is doing it for us, for our betterment, and he does not have any amount of personal interest in that. That simply melted our heart when we started changing to the extent we started understanding him, we started understanding his accent, language, content, and so that's the miracle that we will also get, and hence let's stay put and try to invest all our time in sadhu sangha. Makes sense, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you very much. Yes, it's very great to have the association of a pure devotee, but sometimes, due to our circumstances, we don't get that association and that feedback. And sometimes, if we wait for that praise to understand if we are doing great, are we, getting puffed up, hearing that praise, we should not do that either. So there are many things to watch out for also. That we're not doing just to hear glorification of ourselves. So I'm finding it difficult to understand which way, which is the best choice. Sometimes you're in a dilemma, which is better. And yes, Prabhuji, so if we have somebody who is close and at a better consciousness, we can we'll probably get the direction from them. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All the best. Any other thoughts, comments, questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dharma Pranam. Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna,
much.
Prabhuji, Mataran Pranam to you.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Sorry. Go ahead, Mataji.
Yes, so thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this class. Such a wonderful realization and reflections. You always do that so that we can it fix in our mind. And thank you for mentioning about Santa Janabai, because we have so many devotees. Half of the devotees on the call are from Maharashtra, so we are relating to that. And I remember her pastimes when I was in my childhood. I used to go with my grandmother, mother's side, to the Bhagavad Sapta. It was going on at every mutt temple, and that time they were explaining so nicely about Santa Janabai, Santa Tukaram, Eknath Maharaj. So thank you, Prabhuji, for explaining. And we would love to hear more about the other Santa Namdev, like that. Whenever you have your classes, you can please include those sages also from Maharashtra.
We have taken up a big project amongst our youth group here, Mataji.
Really?
The project is called Glory of Maharashtra, because many Maharashtrians, unfortunately, don't know what is Abhang, do not know the life of great saints of Maharashtra, who are all, contributing significantly towards the. I mean, as much as you are proud to call yourself as a Maratha, you don't even know what is Shivaji Maharaja and the saints have done to make Maharashtra such a great place. So we already got three dramas actually, fully prepared and even performed. One is on Santa Tukaram, second is Santa Janabai, third is Kundalika. So in fact, next year we are working on a project on publishing some projects around Abang. So definitely, I think it is one of my my desires to glorify them, because apart from very close group of people are old people, the younger generation are somehow left out from there. Each of the Abangs have got such a deep meaning, and a non-Maharashtrian, I don't even know Marathi properly, but somehow I do not know why and how. In my younger days, I was sent by my dad to classes where they used to teach Abang. So I used to learn at least Krishna's mercy few Abangs, though I may not be able to pronounce properly. But now I understand maybe Krishna had a plan that maybe in the future I would come to Bombay. So it's a very beautiful, wonderful ones.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes. Those sweet Abhangas are there. Vrindavan Prabhu from Pune, he does with Santa Tukaram Maharaj classes and everything. So that also we can get benefited from him. And you are the speaker, Prabhuji. So thank you so much. Yeah, and as you said, because of my grandparents, my grandmother, only I can know about all the sages of Maharashtra. Otherwise, young generation is not that much knowing about them. But thank you for the project you have started, Prabhuji, and let us know when we can see the drama online or like
I
that?
will send you the link. We just did this in this Janmashtami Santa Zanabai drama. I will share the link. It is such a
Yes,
wonderful.
I will share on the group, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll share it.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. And we would love to hear that Abhanga also. But you didn't mention that Abhanga after the story of.
If you can watch in the drama. It was
Yes,
that's
yes.
I mean, there are many Abhangs of Santa Zanabai. I'm sure some days we'll glorify them.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you, Rupini Padmavati. Please go ahead.
Rupini Padmavati, you have anything to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Mandavat Pradam to you and all the devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. While you answering the question, one answer came to me through Ved Vyas Maharaj. Like Prabhuji was asking a question about, I forgot the question. Sorry, I was talking to my mother here. But he said one time, maybe it's connected to your answer. Somebody asked that I'm really attached
Mataji, you are cutting out.
to my mother, and my mother is also very attached to me. Oh, Hare Krishna. Is that?
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Today there's been some disturbance in the call. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm just going to keep my phone one place. So Maharaj said the best attachment is not that you get attached to your mother and your mother get attached to you. This is between son and daughter, or vice versa. Give them Krishna consciousness and tell them to get attached to Krishna. This is the best thing. Transform it. So it was so wonderful. So when we talk about unconditional Damodar, about Yashoda, so I'm just thinking that she had unconditional love that cannot be compared from any angle, because it was like pure love for Krishna, and all these kathas we hear. We have to keep a check whether our family members who are connected to, are they connected to Krishna or not, because I was hearing somewhere that Krishna's love is like 1,000 moms love. So why we don't want 1,000 moms love. So I just wanted to add that comment, as you mentioned, that if anybody has any comments. So that's all, Prabhuji. Otherwise, there's wonderful class, and I really like that story. My question was similar to Geeta Mataji's question, and in the time frame, I wanted to mention that I remember I was trying very hard to be a mother, as a teacher for a child with special need, because I used to volunteer, and I myself have a daughter who has a special need. She has autism and some developmental delay, and so many times I tried cracking that exam at different levels, and I did all my studies at the university. I was not able to do it. I was putting all my effort. So later on in time, I realized that, oh, she's going to be at home with me after the age of 18. So Krishna has plans. If he makes us fail, we keep on trying our best, like you said. I mean, everything is Krishna's mercy. But sometimes even is the present, past, future. Hare Krishna. So then what happened is his planning is the best planning, whether it's a failure for us also. So this is just I was trying to tell from my story point of view. So then ultimately, and somehow or the other, whenever I went out to work, there was always a chaos in the family. So it's better to be a homemaker. And I was very happy to hear from Prabhupada that, ladies should stay at home and take care of family, and as a main duty, to take care of everything. And then if husband is earning enough and supporting us, and supporting us as Krishna consciousness, everything, then why worry, like that. So I just wanted to add that comment, if it can be help somebody. But yes, because I've seen that our relationship change when our relatives or friends or daughter, son, they become Krishna conscious. Then they are at a different the relationship is so nice once this also to get along with them. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, and thank you for your association in the Kartik month. And Bahula Ashtami, is it Bahula Ashtami? Am I saying it right?
No, it is Gopashtami.
Bahula Ashtami is different, right?
Bahulashtami got over 2 weeks before. It was Radha Kund appearance days. Bahulashtami. Gopashtami is different.
Okay. I'm confused. So Gopa Ashtami is when Krishna was taking
charge of herding the cows.
He became an adult and he was taking. So it's so nice that everything related to Krishna is celebrated. Yeah. Everything related to Krishna. Now he's going to take bigger cows. That is also celebrated. So we should also be enthusiastic in this month, which is coming to an end, to just celebrate and be with devotees and enjoy this month till it lasts. Otherwise, it's a normal after the 6th of November. So thank you, Prabhuji, once again for your class and association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, if there are no further questions, we can end the session.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, I just also wanted to ask you this Kartik Mas time we are supposed to do Damodar Ashtakam every day. It's a beautiful Damodar Ashtakam. Basically, it's highlighting how the Lord and our effort both work together, right, to raise us. And that's the major theme, right, behind this.
Well, it's an opportunity to make us become more serious. It's like a mega sale. Whether it's Thanksgiving weekend sale, Mother's Day weekend sale, something where we go and do all our purchases. So this is an opportunity for us to buckle up and go and try to loot as much mercy as we can, because we need a lot to fight it amongst ourselves. So it's an opportunity. Of course, for a devotee, for a practicing devotee, every day is a special day. Every day is a special auspicious time, because when we take the holy name of the Lord, that's an utsava by itself. But then for the sake of fallen souls, for the sake of forgotten, the souls who have forgotten the Lord has to give him some, coupon code or some honey spot where it's like, hey, this is available, just go and take it up. So from that perspective, this is special. So yes, it is an opportunity for us. Doesn't mean that activities after Kartik month has got any less significance. So that to that extent, Krishna consciousness is transcendental.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare. Okay, so we'll end the session probably. I guess most of left.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Let us pray our obeisance. Panchakalpatarabhesha Kripasundabhesha Patitaram Pavnebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha.
अनंत कोटि
Ananta
वैष्णव
Koti
की जय,
Jai.
नमस्कार
Jai.
Jai.
भागवतम की जय, श्री
Jai.
जय, His Grace राम गिरधारी प्रभु की जय.
Jai.
Thank you so much.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji, for
Krishna, Hare
wonderful
Krishna.
classes always, as usual.